Hi, all. It's Jan of the Jan Files. It's a little bit late for me. I've been driving my daughter to auditions for college. She's a flute major. But I'm here, and because I cannot stop being affected by everything that's been happening, especially since almost every day I'm reminded of my how do I want to put this? My fear for my daughters. And I'm saying this because I don't think still that most Americans are getting it. I think they are compartmentalized. I see it on social media. I see it, in conversations. And I think right now what I have decided to do is every time I engage with anyone, I bring it back to the Epstein files. I bring it back when somebody talks about immigration and they talk all this bullshit about, well, they're only deporting, criminals. Well, we all know they're not. They're deporting people who are here illegally. They're deporting American citizens now. And they're keeping people in, what I will call concentration camps, where they're not having clean water, clean food. They're not being taken care of. It's all a lie. It's all a mess. And so I decided that every time I engage with anybody, I'm going to come back with the Epstein files. I'm going to come back with Donald Trump. When anybody says anything about immigration or Donald Trump is doing this, I bring it right back to the Epstein files, because he's covering up, he's participated in it, he's clearly a pedophile, in my opinion. And so I'm going to keep nailing that. And I suggest you too. And the other thing I want to now say to all of the Democratic congressmen, senators, because we have the State of the Union coming up, is disrupt. Disrupt. Do not give any respect to this man. Do not sit there and stand for him or clap for him in some kind of disillusionment of this is normal. It's not normal. We're not anywhere near normal. And it's really fucking time that the Democrats stop treating it as normal, as well as the American media. When I hear people talking about him now, taking $10 billion, that taxpayer money, and putting it into his board of peace, which who controls that money, right? Donald Trump controls any money that is part of the Board of Peace. That's $10 fucking billion. And yeah, I'm really mad tonight. And I'm going to just continue to say we need to disrupt. We need to demand that the Democrats disrupt what is normal. Not just say, okay, we got to do this about the Epstein files, or they're not doing this, or they're not doing that. Disrupt. Disrupt. That is the word. That is going to be my new word for at least now, until I figure out my next new word. But it is disrupt. We cannot sit there. They should not sit there and say some stupid shit about they're honoring the president, or they're honoring the seat of the president. Whatever they want to say, it's bullshit. We're so far past that. And I'm so done with all these newscasters that constantly, or whatever you want to call them, constantly engage in these conversations. Well, he was at this event and this was... Stop it! Just stop it. You don't get it. You fucking don't get it, because most of you are fucking white and you don't understand what is happening. And what is happening is that Donald Trump and his acolytes and his neophytes and all the people that surround themselves that have no fucking brains or no courage or no moral values are standing next to him going and trying to create diversions, okay? And all they are doing is enabling him and his disgusting, horrific, immoral presidency. And it is now time to stop at every fucking level treating this as if there's any part of this that is normal. Stop it. And yeah, I'm tired, and that when I'm tired, everything goes down. More than most times, okay? But this is not okay. And and it requires us to constantly push. We, the people, need to push. And we need to continue to call. And tomorrow, I'm fucking traveling. I've been just going back to audition after audition. And that's why I haven't been posting as much. But anyway, call tomorrow. Tell them not to attend the State of the Union. The State of the Union is fucked. And that's all anybody should be saying. I'm so disgusted when I hear senators talk. Well, my colleague. Fuck your colleague. If your colleague says something to you about, Trump we're just waiting for him and the Epstein files to collapse and then we'll speak up or whatever, or I'm afraid. Fuck you. You call your colleague out and you name them. Who are you protecting? It seems like so many, even Democrats, representatives, some do get it, others don't. We're far past any of this. We're far past saying, oh, my colleague, that fucking asshole who sits next to me, who supports Trump and pedophiles, said this. That's how I would do it. And I know it's easy to sit where I am and do whatever and say whatever. I understand all of that shit. But trust me, I live my life like that. I have always lived my life like that. I will call you the fuck out. And I will hopefully be able to post over the weekend, but I'm going to tell you, we need to disrupt. Disrupt is the word. Not, we need to protest, we need to call, but we need to disrupt and demand that our representatives disrupt. There's nothing normal, so do not do anything normal. Speak up, speak out, say no, I'm not going to go to the State of the Union. Or if I'm going to the State of the Union, I'm going to stand up and put my back to him the entire time. How about that? How about somebody does that? And you know what? We need to call and tell them to do that, to disrupt this proceeding. Because the State of the Union has nothing to do with what that motherfucker says. I'm right now focused on my daughter's futures, both of my daughters, my husband and I. My husband, who I adore. And this idea that liberals don't have families, or we don't have, don't consider it important, and all of that it's just fucking bullshit. I love my daughters. I love my family. It is the greatest thing I've done. And yet they will tell you, Vance, will tell you that women don't care about it. Women who want to do other things can't have a family, and that we should be focused on family. We should be doing nothing else. Fuck you. So this is a real big fuck you conversation as far as I'm concerned. And it's time. I'm telling you, these are the things I'm going to ask you to do, because I will do them too. Trust me. Is one, in every conversation you have, bring it back to the Epstein files. Bring it back to Trump being a pedophile and being trying to cover up this horror that the rest of the world is now seeing and doing something about. And we as the United States sit here with our heads up our ass. So that's what I'm asking you. Disrupt. Call it out. And you can do this. Every conversation is about the pedophile. Anybody talking about anything, I live in New York, talking about Kathy Hochul, has she stepped up? Anyway, anytime they say anything, and I come back with, and you support a pedophile, and other not nice things. So not only that, in your conversations with anybody around you, you need to keep talking about this. And if people don't want to talk about it, then say, how sad is that? We need to talk about that. And then the other thing is we need to disrupt. Disrupt, disrupt, disrupt. And so I'm done. I love this country. I have always understood we are not perfect. We've never been perfect. That we are on a journey. And that the way we treat anything other than white men is horrific. And contributing to that, and which I will always fucking say, are the white women who vote constantly to support this kind of crap. Fuck them. Okay, folks. I want to even say it's Friday night. It's not Friday night. It's only Thursday. But I got a long trip ahead of me tomorrow. But I'm thinking of you. I understand you. I understand the horror that you're feeling and the stress. I understand that. Please find the moments of joy. That's so important. My kid went and she auditioned today, and the head of the program came out, which they don't normally do, and said, she's fantastic. She's fantastic. And then after something else, he came out again. He said, I'm accepting her. And I'm like, wait a minute. We typically that you don't get that until an award letter, right? Till something else happens. And I was like, I'm going to love this moment. I'm going to love this moment. And I'm going to cherish it. And I will ask you to follow me. Follow me, because I'm going to ask other things of you. And I also want to figure out, and I said this before, how we can work together, how I can give voice to you. But anyway, right now I'm going to end this. I love you all. I love you if you're fighting for this. You're fighting for a nation and you're standing up. Good night.